course of Industrial Engineering. This is Professor S.V. Patil. In this lecture, we want to discuss about the flow process chart. Already we have discussed the operation process chart in the previous lectures. If we refer this flow process chart, it will be used to record the sequence of flow of work of a product or any part which is processed in the industries. While preparing this flow process chart, we are supposed to use the appropriate symbols. These symbols are called as the Thurb-links, which are suggested by the scientist Gilbreth. Already that part is discussed in the previous lecture. If we refer this flow process chart, here we are supposed to record the events like operations, inspection, storage, delay, transportation, etc. And for that purpose, the respective Thurb-links or symbols are used. The flow process chart are basically of three types: material type, man type, and equipment type. The material type flow process chart will indicate the events that will occur to the materials, whereas the man type flow process chart are used to record the activities which are performed by the man. The equipment type flow process chart are used to record how the equipment is used. These flow process chart are basically useful to reduce the distance traveled by the men. So in an industry, the workers, the supervisors, the engineers are supposed to be travel from one place to another place. By using this flow process chart, we can reduce the travel of the men. It will be used to avoid the waiting time and unnecessary delays. Then it will be used to reduce the cycle time by combining or by eliminating certain non-required operations. It is used to fix up the sequence of operations as well as for relocating the inspection stages. So as a summary, we can say that the flow process charts are basically used to reduce the idle time in a production process. Here we want to discuss the first type of a flow process chart, that is material type. There is one component, and on that component the various activities are performed. So here on the right side of the screen, the flow process chart is shown, which is a material type. It is used to record the present method that is already performed in industry. Initially we are supposed to mention the task, that is manufacturing of the component. Then chart begins, that is component lying in the store. The chart ends with the machine component lying in the store. After that, it is supposed to write the name of the person who has prepared this chart and the date of charting. So this heading part is supposed to be prepared at the first. Now on the left hand side of the screen, the various activities are indicated. The first event is component was brought from the store 10 meters away. So initially that component was in a store and it is brought. It is going to cover this distance of 10 meters. Then component was loaded on the machine to perform the specific operation. The third event is it was machined. The next event, it was then moved to the inspection bench, which is 12 meters away. The next event, it has to wait for 15 minutes for the inspector to free from the previous job. The next event, that is the component was cleaned and checked for accuracy. The next event, it was then moved back to the store 12 meters away from the inspection bench. And the last activity or last event, that is the component is placed in the rack. So here we are having total 8 different events, And by taking a reference of these 8 different events, it is required to prepare that flow process chart, which is a material type. So already we have discussed that we are supposed to start with preparing the heading part of this flow process chart that is shown on the right hand side of the screen. Now, this is the trunk which is prepared by considering these 8 events. The first event, that is component, was brought from the store 10 meters away. So initially component is lying in the store. Already in the heading part we have said that the chart begins component lying in the store. So for that purpose we are supposed to use such an inverted triangle symbol which is indicating the storage event. It is numbered as 1 lying in the store. Now the first event, that is component, was brought from store 10 meters away. So this is the event that is related with the transportation, and we are knowing the third link or symbol for the same is a hollow arrow that is shown over here. Already we are knowing on the right hand side we are supposed to mention the operation or event that is going to be take place. So here we have mentioned that to machine, and on the left hand side we are supposed to mention the distance travel or time. So here they are given the distance as a 10 meter, that is written on the left hand side of that third link. The second event, the component was loaded on the machine, and this event is to take a 2-minute time. So here there is a next symbol, that is a circle, which is indicating operation as an event. So component was loaded on a machine, that is nothing but a operation, and the third links for the same is a hollow circle which is shown over here. Now as this is the first operation, we are supposed to number it as 1. So that number 1 is indicated over here. At the right hand side we are supposed to give the description. So that component is loaded on the machine, so we have written over here loaded on the machine. And if we refer this event, they are given it is consuming the 2 minutes. So that 2-minute time frame is written on the left hand side. Then the third event is that it was machined. So machining operation is performed. So what is by machining? It is removing the material in form of chips, that is called as a machining. So that is the third event, and to perform this third event the 5 minutes are required. So here there is an entry of a third symbol, that is nothing but a operation, and this is the second operation, that's why it is numbered as a 2. On the right hand side we have mentioned that machining of a component. On the left hand side we are supposed to put the time, that is 5 minutes. Then the next event number 4, that is it was then moved to the inspection bench 12 meters away. So here we are supposed to move that component towards the inspection bench. So there is an entry of a third links, that is a transportation, and the symbol for it is a hollow arrow. So that hollow arrow is indicated over here. On the right hand side we have mentioned to the inspection bench, that description. On the left hand side of the third links we are supposed to mention the distance, that is a 12 meter. Okay, then the next event, it has to wait for 15 minutes for the inspector to free from the previous job. So already the inspector is busy in some other work, it is required to be wait to get that inspector to be free. So this is the kind of delay, and the third links for the same is shown over here. At the right hand side we have mentioned that description, waited till the inspector is free, and that delay is for 15 minutes. The next event, the component was cleaned and checked for the accuracy. So here if you focus on this event, here two different events are combined at the same point, that is a cleaning and checking for accuracy. So cleaning is nothing but an operation, and checking for the accuracy is nothing but an inspection. So here we are supposed to combine that operation and that inspection symbols together. So here if you focus on this part of the term, they have indicated the circle which is enclosed in a square, that is shown over here. So inspection of the component. Okay, so here that two different events are clubbed together, operation as well as inspection, and it is consuming the 2 minutes of time, that is written on the left hand side of this term. Then the next event, It was then moved back to the store 12 meters away from the inspection bench. So here there is a transportation by 12 meter, and that component is moved to the store that is written on the right hand side of the trunk of the thumbling. Then it is placed on the rack. Okay, so here the time required for the same is a 0.2 minute, that is written on the left hand side, and placed in the rack, that description is written to the right hand side. Here in the heading part we have said that the chart ends at the machine component lying in the store, so that is nothing but a storage. So again there is an entry of a storage symbol which is shown at the end of this trunk. Here we have written description as stored in the rack. So in this way, by using the appropriate symbols, we are supposed to prepare the trunk. And while preparing this flow process chart, this trunk, we are supposed to refer the various events that are going to happen. Here the material is a clear focus. At the last, we are supposed to prepare the summary. So that summary table will appear like this. In the first column, there are various symbols. In the second column, the frequency of occurrence of those symbols. Then third column is indicating the time required. The last column is indicating the distance traveled. So here if I go for the first symbol, circle, it is for the operation, and if you refer this trunk, here this operation is having a frequency of 4. First time, second time, third time and fourth time. So frequency is a 4. Now if I calculate the time required to perform those operations, that is a 9.2 minute. So here we are supposed to do the summation of these 2 minute, 5 minute, 7 minute, 7 plus 2, 9 plus 0.2, that is 9.2. So for the operation, symbol is a circle, frequency is a 4 and time required is a 9.2 minutes. For distance, that will become vacant. The distance is supposed to be mentioned only for the transportation. If I go for the next symbol, that is transportation, the frequency of occurrence of this transportation is a 3, first time, second time, third time. So this frequency 3 is mentioned over here. Then the distance covered through this transportation is a 34 minute. If we do the summation of this distance travel, 12 minutes plus 12 minutes plus this first transportation, that is 10 minutes. So that will become 34 minutes. If we refer the inspection, it is performed only once over here. So frequency is a 1, and to perform that inspection it is consuming 2 minutes. So that 2 minutes is entered over here. Then there is a delay, that is only once. So frequency is a 1 and that delay is for 15 minutes. So here in the second column we have entered that time as a 15 minutes. Now the last symbol, the last thumbling, storage. So initially the component was lying in the store and at the last the component is stored in the rack. So these are the two events which are indicating the storage. So the frequency is a 2. No need to mention any time or distance over here. So this is the way through which we are supposed to prepare the flow process chart. Here we are discussing in detail how to prepare the flow process chart, which is material type. In an earlier slide already we have discussed, if we refer this flow process chart, there are 3 different types, that is material type that we have discussed right now, man type and equipment type. The philosophy of preparing this chart is the same. Whatever we have done for the material type, same approach we are supposed to be follow for the man type and equipment type. The difference is that in case of man type, the man is a clear focus, and in case of equipment type, the equipment is a clear focus. In a material type, we were having a focus on a material. Okay, so here already we have prepared the material type flow process chart. Now we'll take a glance on a man type of a flow process chart. So here they are given the description. And for this description, we are supposed to prepare the flow process chart, and that is a man type. So here that operator, that worker, he is a clear focus. And in perspective of the activities which are performed by him or her, we are supposed to prepare the flow process chart. So here I will read the given description. A typist is sitting in his chair, moved to the officer's cabin and take the dictation from him. After taking dictation, he returned to his own seat and prepared for typing. He typed the letter and checked for the mistakes and placed typed letter in the file. Then he approached to the officer's cabin and placed the file on the officer's desk for it to be signed. The officer taken certain time to check and sign on the letter. Then he come back to his seat and typed the details on the envelope. Finally, he placed the letter in the envelope and kept it in an out tray. Prepare the man type flow process chart, assuming suitable time for each element. So here, after reading this description, we want to prepare this flow process chart, and that is a man type. So here, that man who is supposed to be, or who is responsible to type that letter, he is a clear focus, and we are supposed to prepare the flow process chart. So here on the right hand side of the screen, we will start to prepare that flow process chart. Initially, we are supposed to mention in the heading which type of chart is this. So here we are in that flow process chart, which is a man type. In a bracket we have written man type. It is for the present method. The task, that is writing a letter. Chart begins, the typist in his chair at his office. The chart ends at typist put a letter in an out tray, charted by name of the person who was supposed to prepare this chart and the date of charting. So this information we are supposed to summarize in the heading part. Now, by referring the given paragraph, we will prepare the trunk of this flow process chart, which is a man type. So here that trunk will appear like this. Initially we have said a typist is sitting in his chair, moved to the officer's cabin. So here that man who is responsible for typing the letter, he is supposed to be travel from his place towards the officer's cabin. So there is a transportation. The symbol is a hollow arrow. At the right hand side we have written the description to officer's cabin. Then we have mentioned that event number, which is 1. After taking dictation, he returned to his own seat and prepared for the typing. So here, once he reached to the officer's cabin, he is supposed to take the dictation from him. So taking dictation is a operation, first operation, that's why numbered as 1. Then he is supposed to move to his own place after taking dictation. So there is an entry of a transportation symbol, hollow arrow. It is appearing second time, so we are numbered as a 2. Then he is supposed to prepare for the typing. The necessary prerequisite things he is supposed to be performed. So that is nothing but operation. So this is the second operation, that's why numbered as a 2. At the right hand side we are supposed to mention prepare for the typing. Okay. Now we'll read the remaining part of the given paragraph. He typed the letter and checked for the mistakes and placed the typed letter in the file. So here, after preparing, he is supposed to type that letter, means operation, which is numbered as a 3. Then he is supposed to check for the mistakes. So there is a inspection. The inspection is performed first time, that's why numbered as a 1. Now the remaining part. Then he approached to the officer's cabin and placed the file on the officer's desk for get it signed. The officer taken certain time to check and sign on the letter. So by referring this, the remaining part of the trunk can be prepared like this. Place for the signature. operation. Then he will move to the officer's cabin, the third transportation. Then places for the signature, operation. Then during checking, he is supposed to be wait, so there is a delay. During checking and signature, there is a delay. This delay is happened first time, that's why numbered as 1. Then the remaining part. Then he come back to his seat and type details on the envelope. So here transportation. He is moving towards his own place from the officer's cabin. So transportation. It has appeared 4 times, that's why number as a 4. He is typing on the envelope, that is nothing but the operation, so which is numbered as a 6. Finally he placed the letter in the envelope and kept it on an out tray. So here the next activity or event is the operation, that is put letter in envelope, and the last event is keeping that letter into the out tray. The last event, that is operation, which is numbered as 8. So here if we refer this term, that operations are numbered over here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. In between these various operations there are various types of various transportation which are numbered as a 1, 2, 3, 4. There is inspection which will take place only once, which is numbered as a 1 over here. And in this way we are supposed to prepare the trunk. At the last we are supposed to prepare the summary. Here they have mentioned the various sub-links or symbols in the first row. In the second row they have mentioned the frequency, its occurrence. So the operation has taken place 8 times. Transportation is performed 4 times. Inspection is performed only once. There is no any delay. There is no any storage. The delay is performed only once. And this summary is prepared. So this is the flow process chart, which is a man type. Here the activities which are performed by the man is a clear focus. The next type of chart is a man and material type of a flow process chart. Here the man as well as the material is a clear focus. So while preparing such kind of a chart, there will be 2 different trunks. One for the man, other for the material. So here we'll try to discuss how to prepare such a flow process chart, which is a man type and material type. So here they are given the description. Prepare a man and material type of a flow process chart. The inspector is sitting in the inspection department and a component to be inspected is in the store. Inspector approaches store to receive the component and located a particular component to be inspected. He picked up the component and set it on the inspection bench available in the inspection department. After visual inspection, the length of the component is measured and recorded simultaneously. Inspection seal is placed on the component before placed in the store. Entry of the component is made in the register. So here they are given the description, and by referring this description we are supposed to prepare the flow process chart, which is a man type and material type. So on the right hand side of the screen, the process of preparing this chart is shown. Initially, the heading part, we are supposed to mention the title of the chart. It is a flow process chart which is a man and material type. It is for present method. So already I have told you we are supposed to prepare 2 different trunks, one for the man type, other for the material type. We will go for the first trunk, that is a man type. So here chart begins. man in the inspection department. The chart ends man in the inspection department. The trunk will appear like this. Here, we are saying the inspector approaches to the stores to receive the component. So here, he is supposed to be moved from his place to the store. So there is a transportation symbol. Then locate a particular component. So that is nothing but the operation, locating the component. He picked up component and set it on the inspection bench, which is available in the inspection department. So here that picking up a component is the next operation. Now if we refer that inspection bench, it is available in the inspection department. So that inspector is supposed to be travel from that store towards the inspection department. So there is a transportation which is shown over here. Now he will set that component on the inspection bench. So operation. Now the remaining part, after visual inspection, the length of component is measured and recorded simultaneously. So here there is an entry of an event, that is inspection, then measuring and recording the length, the operation event, the remaining part. Inspection seal is placed on the component before being placed in the store. An entry of the component is made in the register. So here putting that inspection seal is the next event, which is operation 1. Then that inspector is supposed to be travel towards the store to store that component. So this is a transportation. Then it is required to do the official entry of that component. So enter in a stock, operation, and again he has supposed to be returned to the inspection department. Already we have mentioned the chart ends, that is man in the inspection department. So that transportation symbol we are supposed to enter over here. So this is the trunk that we have prepared for the man type. Already we have discussed that we are supposed to prepare the flow process chart, man type and material type. So again we are supposed to prepare one more trunk which is for the material type. So before that we are supposed to prepare the summary of this man type. If I refer the symbols, we have used 3 different types of symbols. One is for the inspection, one is first for the operation, which is hollow circle. Then there is a transportation, hollow arrow. Then there is an inspection, which is square. In the second row, we are supposed to mention the frequency. If I refer this operation, this event has taken place 6 times, so frequency is the 6. Transportation is will take place 4 times, and the inspection is performed only once. So that summary we are supposed to prepare at the end. Now we are supposed to prepare the second trunk for the material. So here material type, chart begins, material in a goods receiving, chart ends, material in the store. Now you are knowing how to use the various symbols, curve links, and how to prepare the trunk. So that trunk will appear like this. The trunk will appear like this. There is no need to repeat how to prepare this trunk. By reading this description and by referring the appropriate activities, you can identify which are the events, and for these events which are the curve links or symbols are supposed to be used. The procedure is well known to you. You may prepare a trunk. At the last, it is required to prepare the summary. So that summary will appear like this. Okay. So here we are supposed to prepare 2 different trunks, one for the man, other for the material. So this is the flow process chart, which is a man and material type. So here we'll try to summarize what we have discussed in this lecture. Initially we have discussed what is a flow process chart, for what purpose it is used. So here it will give the representation of flow of the work of a product or any part. There are 3 different types of charts, flow process charts. material type, man type, equipment type. Basically, this flow process chart is used to reduce the non-productive time in any production process. After that, we will discuss the flow process chart, which is the material type. So refer the activities, identify the events, use the appropriate symbols, and prepare the trunks. Then there is a man type. In case for man type, the man who is performing that production activity, he is a clear focus. And the last one, that is a man and material type, where we are supposed to prepare two different trunks, one for the man, other for the material. So here the approach is the same, just the subject is different. It may be man type, it may be material type, it may be man and material type. So hope the process of preparing the flow process chart is clear to you. With this, we'll stop here. Thanks for your patience learning. Thank you.